What if I told you that almost everything you do online, watching a movie, sending a message, making a payment, or even using AI, doesn't actually travel through space? It travels along the bottom of the ocean. There are thousands of miles of cables lying on the seafloor, carrying the vast majority of the world's internet traffic between continents. And if just a few of the important ones were cut or damaged, entire regions could suddenly slow down, or in some cases, lose connection to the rest of the world for a while. It sounds dramatic, but it's real. And most people have no idea this infrastructure even exists. When most people picture the internet, they think of satellites floating in space, beaming data around the world. And while satellites do play a role, especially in remote areas, they actually carry a surprisingly small percentage of global internet traffic. The truth is, the vast majority of data moving between countries travels through fiber optic cables that sit on the ocean floor. These submarine cables are the real backbone of the internet. They are what make it possible for you to video call someone on another continent with almost no delay, or load a website hosted on the other side of the world in seconds. Now, you might be wondering about Starlink and other satellite internet services. They do use satellite in space, so how does that fit into all of this? Starlink and similar systems exist for a very specific reason. They bring internet to places where laying undersea cables or running fiber on land is extremely difficult, expensive, or sometimes impossible. Think remote villages, islands with small populations, ships in the middle of the ocean, airplanes, disaster zones, or rural areas far from major infrastructure. They're not trying to replace the big undersea cables for most of the world. They're filling in the gaps, the places the cables can't easily reach. And while satellite internet has improved a lot in recent years, it still can't match the speed, capacity, and low cost of fiber optic cables for high volume connections between major cities and continents. So the cables remain the backbone. Satellites like Starlink are more like the last mile solution for hard to reach areas. Now, these aren't like regular power cables. Inside each submarine cable are thin strands of glass called optical fibers. Instead of sending electricity, they send pulses of light. Those tiny flashes of light carry enormous amounts of information: videos, phone calls, financial transactions, cloud data, everything. Because they use light, they can move data at extremely high speeds across thousands of miles. And unlike satellites, which have limited capacity and can be affected by weather or distance, these undersea cables can carry massive amounts of data very efficiently. There isn't just one or two of these cables. There are hundreds of submarine cables stretching across the world's oceans, forming a giant, interconnected web. Some connect North America to Europe. Others link Asia to Africa, or South America to the rest of the world. What's interesting is who's building them. While some cables are funded by governments or international consortiums, a growing number are being built by big tech companies themselves. Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon have all invested heavily in their own undersea cable systems in recent years. They are doing this because the faster and more reliably data can move, the better their services perform for users everywhere. But here's where it gets more complicated. Not all routes are equally important. There are certain narrow areas in the ocean where a huge amount of global internet traffic has to pass through. These are sometimes called choke points. If something happens in one of these areas, it can affect internet speeds or connectivity for millions of people, sometimes even entire countries. The internet does have backup routes, but they are not always enough to fully absorb the load when multiple cables in a critical area go down at the same time. It's a bit like a highway system. Most of the time there are alternative roads, but if several major highways get blocked together, traffic gets messy fast. The good news is that these cables are surprisingly durable, but they are not indestructible. Most of the damage that happens isn't from dramatic cyber attacks or sabotage. It's usually much more ordinary. Ship anchors dragging across the seafloor, fishing equipment, underwater earthquakes, or even natural wear over time. All of these have damaged submarine cables in the past. When a cable breaks, specialized repair ships go out to locate the damaged section, pull it up to the surface, fix it, and carefully lay it back down. It's a slow, expensive, and technically difficult process, but it happens more often than most people realize. As the world becomes more connected, these cables are carrying more than just social media posts and emails. They are now critical for financial markets, global commerce, government communications, cloud computing, and increasingly AI infrastructure. That's why protecting these cables has become a strategic priority for many countries. It's not about the internet disappearing overnight. It's about recognizing that this hidden physical network has become part of the foundation of modern life. It's easy to take all of this for granted. We spend so much time focused on apps, phones, satellites, and the latest AI tools, but we rarely stop to think about the physical infrastructure that makes all of it possible. Yet right now, thousands of miles of fiber optic cables are sitting on the ocean floor, doing their job every second of every day. Most people will never see them, but if they stopped working, everyone would feel it. And that's really what's going on here, looking past the shiny surface of technology to understand the real systems quietly shaping the world around us. If that's the kind of thing you're interested in, consider subscribing. I drop new videos regularly. This is Midnight DeepTek. I'll catch you in the next one.